All right, it's time for a fresh edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. It's the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast. No shortage of things to talk about yet again this evening. We've got some storms to discuss. We've got some heat to discuss, and we'll talk about the longer range as well in case you have curiosity, as a lot of people do at this time of the year, about the 4th of July forecast coming up in just a week and a half. It'll be a week and a half, is that right? No, 2 weeks. What is today, the 26th? Yeah, week and a half, yeah. We'll be talking about the 4th of July, and looks like a pretty warm pattern. We'll get into that at the end of the video, but in the meantime, today's high was 81. Our forecast today was for 81, so it was a nice zero error day out there today. It was a nice day overall, although the dew points started to creep up some this afternoon into the lower and middle 60s, but a little bit of a breeze. In fact, a gusty breeze at times today kind of negated those higher dew points a little bit anyway. Speaking of a little bit, we have a little bit of rain in parts of the valley this evening when I recorded this video a little after 7:15. A couple of renegade showers, one out towards Route 62 around the Alliance area. As you head down 225 and pick up 62 around Alliance, so a little bit of rain there. A couple of showers along the state line near East Liverpool, or just north of there. Earlier on this afternoon, we had some thunderstorms in parts of Portage County and down into Stark County. Haven't seen much lightning detected over the last hour or so. Plenty of lightning, though, to our south. These are big lightning-producing storms, even though they're probably weakening some. Still a light show this evening in the Cambridge area, right where 77 meets 70, and then heading across 70 over towards the panhandle of West Virginia. We're seeing a lot of lightning and a lot of positive voltage lightning. You know, this may be a new concept to you. A lot of sources on TV and online don't differentiate between the types of voltage of lightning. We do so because we think it's important, because all lightning is dangerous, yes, but the lightning that has a positive voltage tends to be more dangerous and more significant, if you will, than negative voltage lightning. Look at all the lightning strikes down here in southeastern Ohio right now, picking up on, let's see here, 168 strikes, but notice half of those are positive and half are negative. That's a pretty high ratio there. Usually there's much more negative voltage lightning than positive voltage, but we're seeing about a half and half ratio there. That's pretty impressive. And again, the positive voltage strikes are rarer but tend to be deadlier, because not only is the voltage higher, 1 billion volts is a good average, these strikes tend to travel a farther distance, and sometimes these come out of the anvil of a thunderstorm cloud and strike way far away from the storm. These are what we sometimes call bolts from the blue, where you're really far away from the thunderstorm, but a lightning strike occurs very nearby. And these are the kind of things that unfortunately can lead to some fatalities on area lakes, people out fishing and things like that. So, the storm's far away, no big deal. And then you get a lightning strike from the top of the storm that travels a huge distance. That happens much more often with positive voltage lightning strikes as opposed to negative voltage strikes. All right, what's going to happen over the next couple of days? Well, tomorrow morning there can be a shower, maybe a thunderstorm. As we get into the afternoon, I really don't see much of an organized area of thunderstorms occurring with our front, but there can be some storms here and there. Kind of popcorn variety into the evening hours on your Wednesday. Thursday will start with clouds, maybe a pre-dawn shower, and then the afternoon looks partly to mostly sunny. And actually pretty nice Thursday afternoon, not real hot just yet. The hot stuff comes in on Friday as high pressure slides to our south. This is going to be the day where temperatures approach 90. Now, the dew points won't be real high just yet on Friday. They'll be elevated, but not crazy. Over the weekend is when it's really just going to be oppressive. Hour-by-hour rain chances coming up for your Wednesday, with one round in the morning, probably a midday lull, and then a somewhat higher risk of showers and storms as we head towards the middle and latter portions of the afternoon. The Storm Prediction Center, part of the National Weather Service, does have the area in the low-end risk of severe weather in the darker green here. A limiting factor for severe weather tomorrow, clouds. I don't think we'll see a lot of intervals of sun tomorrow. If we do get more sunny breaks, that'll make the atmosphere a little more unstable. But as it stands right now, it looks like a pretty cloudy day, so that keeps us in the low-end chance of severe weather being defined as large hail or strong, even damaging winds. I can't rule that out, but the chances are fairly low. The window would be somewhere between, say, 3 and 7 o'clock. Again, when you look at the instability tomorrow, it never gets crazy high. We get into the green colors here, a little bit yellow, kind of in this zone right here. That's really nothing all that high for the middle of summer. So the clouds may help us out and lower the severe weather risk for tomorrow. Rainfall totals. A lot of places have had too much rain in the spring and early summer, and a lot of places are looking for a long stretch of dry weather here to kind of dry out the soil. So rain not necessarily welcome for some tomorrow, but you know, in the summertime it's hard to really pinpoint an average when it comes to rainfall totals because of the scattered nature of things. But we'll take a shot at it anyway. Most of our models here are kind of hinting at a half an inch-ish worth of rain later on tonight into tomorrow and parts of Wednesday night. That's just an average though. Some places might not get a drop. In some places, if you get under a heavy thunderstorm that decides not to move for a while, you could easily pick up a couple of inches worth of rain. That's just the nature of rainfall during the warm weather season. All right, warm weather is what's on the way at the end of the week. 89 Friday. The dew points come up over the weekend, so these 93s Saturday and Sunday, that's only part of the story. Heat index will be higher. And as a reminder, we only have to hit 93 to make it our hottest temperature since 2012. We haven't been above 92 since July of 2012, and 93 is our forecast for both days this weekend. The records are within reach. Probably won't be broken, but within reach Saturday and Sunday. The records are definitely out of reach Friday and again on Monday. I had to take down Monday's high a few today because an early week front looks a little faster on the models today, and therefore our rain chances start to creep up on Monday. And with more clouds, it may not get quite as hot as we previously thought on Monday, but boy, is it going to be hot over the weekend. This is just one model's look at the heat index values Saturday afternoon. This is definitely heat advisory criteria off to our west, with 100 plus from Detroit to Cincinnati, Dayton, Indy, Paducah, St. Louis. And in eastern Ohio, this is still nothing to shake a stick at, well up into the 90s, maybe even close to 100 as far as the heat index goes, probably both Saturday and Sunday. This is something we'll be talking about later this week in a lot of detail, no doubt. Just some reminders of the difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. If you think you or someone you're close to is suffering from heat stroke, call 911. It's a serious situation. Symptoms of heat stroke include a lack of sweat, hot, dry skin, nausea, vomiting. Heat exhaustion, typically there's a lot of sweating, clammy skin, some cramps, can be some nausea and vomiting as well. So again, we'll talk a lot about this coming up as the heat really kicks in later this weekend to the weekend. Longer range, all right, if you have plans for the 4th of July, as many people do, I doubt it's going to be as hot as it will be this weekend, but notice the pattern here. I'll fast forward to Wednesday, the 4th of July, right here. We're talking about a lot of orange on the map here, probably a lot of above average temperatures east of the Rockies. I would expect our highs on the 4th of July to be, unless there's some surprise storms at the right time of day, I would expect our highs on the 4th of July to be at least 80, if not, pushing 90. That's kind of an early guesstimate, but looks like a pretty toasty 4th and beyond the holiday. Don't see much of a pattern change here. This is a pretty toasty looking pattern, not only on this model, but a lot of our longer range modeling through the first third of July. So energy bills certainly going to be elevated for those of us who have air conditioning. Over the next couple of weeks, those AC units are going to be working overtime. Thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. I'll see you back here tomorrow evening, and have a great Tuesday night, everyone.